Hey agents, today I got another LMG build video for you guys. It hits hard and has some survivability to it, and I'm enjoying it almost as much as that double LMG build I put out a few days ago. But before I get started, remember, if you enjoy the content, please consider hitting that subscribe and like buttons below. And if you're an active Division 2 player, consider joining the Shadow Crew clan on PC, Xbox, and PS4. The clan is open to all active players on all platforms. Also, join our Discord server. All links are in the pinned comment section below. Thanks guys. Alright, let's get into the build. Alright, so for this build, it's mostly like a weapon handling build. All the reloads are extremely fast. The stability is amazing, same with the accuracy, all that good stuff. But it also hits pretty hard and has a little bit of survivability to it as well. So to get started, I want to go with the specialization. Like I always tell you guys, Gunner is the best specialization for an LMG. Killing enemies grants 10% armor, every third reload is 50% faster. You generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds and your party members recover 5%. So you hardly ever run out of LMG ammo. And then of course the best one is emplacement, where you get 10% weapon handling while not moving. So if you're just standing still or in cover, you get that 10% weapon handling. Now, for the build, I run two primary weapons, and I haven't seen this yet anywhere, but of course the Pestilence, you want to run the Pestilence, but I also run the Good Times named light machine gun. Now I've went through a lot on light machine guns. I've even ran the Neg AV with the Fast Hands talent, but the Good Times I feel like is the best for this build because you have 132.9k base damage. Now with the Neg EV, you only have 82.5. So with the Good Times light machine gun, it hits way harder, and you get 8% reload speed, and a max stack is 40%. With the Neg EV, you get that 4% reload speed bonus. So it doubles the reload speed bonus, and of course it hits way harder. It's got that 132.9k base damage. So this is the gun to run with for sure out of everything I've found. And then of course the other gun you're going to run is the Pestilence. You get the Plague of the Outcast. You apply a debuff dealing over 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds, and that stacks up to 50 times. Whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. This of course gives you that tick, which gives you over 1,000,000 damage per tick when it's maxed out. It's amazing, I really like it, and the Good Times is probably my favorite part of this whole build. It's just really fun to run. It reloads almost instantly, and it hits really hard. Alright, for the gear pieces, I go 3-piece Providence Defense, 2-piece Petrov, and then Sawyer's knee pads. So to get started, we'll go with the mask. For the mask, I run max weapon damage, crit hit damage mod, and then weapon handling. Then for the backpack, I couldn't find a really good backpack with composure, but you want to run this with composure. I roll of course weapon damage, weapon handling, and crit hit damage with the crit hit damage mod. Now composure is important in this build. I've tried it with Unstoppable Force, I've tried it with Vigilance, and composure seems to be the best. When you run it with Vigilance, let's say, you have that 25% weapon damage buff, but you're always getting hit, or you get hit too many times for it not to be worth it. And then for Unstoppable Force, it takes too long to get that weapon damage. The weapon damage stacks by 5% every 15 seconds by 5 times, so you can get up to 25%, but I find that it's just not really worth it when you can immediately get 15% weapon damage by just being in cover. And with this build, you're mostly in cover. You're sitting still with that 10% weapon handling from Gunner, then you're sitting still in cover with composure. So it all blends together really nicely for a decently hard-hitting build with amazing weapon handling, reload speed, accuracy, stability, all that good stuff. For the gloves, I run the named Contractor's gloves. You get weapon damage to armor, and then I put a little bit of crit hit chance on it just to boost the crit hit chance up because it's a little low. I think it's more on the 30% side. Yeah, 30% for the Pestilence and then 40% for the Good Times. You could increase it a little bit with some 5-6% crit hit chance mods. That's up to you. And then of course for the vest, I run the named gunner chest. So you can go ahead and get this from the field research on the gunner. I believe it's stage 2. Yeah, you get this vest blueprint and you can go and craft it over at the crafting station. This is the first one I crafted and it was almost completely god rolled. So of course I would go over here and I hate when this game does that, but you throw on a 5% crit hit chance mod, and then the pestilence is doing 35, good times is doing 45 crit hit chance. But it does have perfect braced. While in cover, weapon handling is increased by 50%. The regular brace talent gives you 45% weapon handling. Now I went with perfect brace. It gives you an extra 5% weapon handling, which is a lot. That gives you an extra 5% reload speed, stability, accuracy, all that good stuff. So you want to run it with that. And then of course with Petrov you get 10% LMG damage, and second piece you get 10% weapon handling. I never ran out of ammo with this build, so I didn't need the 20% extra ammo capacity, because with gunner, you of course, like I said before, you generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. So it just didn't seem to be that useful. And then for the holster, I just run a regular modular holster. You can also craft that as well. This one I probably found, looted. Roll weapon damage, crit hit damage, and weapon handling on it. You know, you want to run weapon handling on as much as you can. You could put it on the contractor's gloves, but I didn't really feel like I needed to. It was reloading fast enough. The best thing to do with weapon handling in this build is roll weapon handling on everything until you feel comfortable with how fast the reload is, the stability, everything. I'm comfortable where it's at right now, so I just started to put more into damage instead of weapon handling. And then the final piece is the Sawyer's knee pads, and of course the talent really blends well together with this build. You have the stand your ground talent, so you cannot be staggered by explosions. They still hurt you, but they don't stagger you. And it increases total weapon damage by 3% each second you're not moving, and it stacks all the way up till 10 until you start moving, and you lose all of them after 10 seconds. So when you go down and sit down in cover, usually it's already cooling down by then. But if you sit in cover for like 5-6 seconds or so, it starts to raise up really fast and you're doing a lot more damage, all the way up to 30% more damage, which is a ton. And you also get a good amount of survivability because you have an extra 170,000 armor, plus an extra 18,000 health, and some explosive resistance as well, since you know you might be getting hit by explosions and you're not being staggered by them, but you are being damaged by them, so remember that. And then of course I run the revive hive for the skills, and then I run a fixer drone for the second skill. Just some extra survivability and healing. You could run the chem launcher with this. You can't run the shield because it's an LMG, but I guess you could also run the striker drone to get them off of your back so much. They're focusing more on your drone. It's up to you. If you're playing solo, maybe the striker drone, but this is more, for me, a group build. You could of course run it solo and it works fine with that, but in a group, this is a really great build. And then of course for the pistol, I like to run just the named pistol that you get from the gunner spec, because you get perfect preservation. Killing an enemy repairs 12% armor over 5 seconds, and headshot kills improve that repair by an additional 12%. I just prefer that. You're never going to be using your pistol anyway. I'd say the most of the time with this weapon, or with this build, you're going to be using the good times and switching to the pestilence. You know, like my Negotiator's Dilemma double LMG build, you'll be switching between both of them, and you don't have to just constantly be reloading. I would probably, you know, switch between them just as you want or need them. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much. Subscribe and like if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll have some gameplay coming up right now. Take care, agents.
Munitions detected.
We gotta secure that ordnance.
Assistance needed.